Hello sweet fans, and welcome back to my channel for another video. I am very excited to see you today. My name is Devin Taylor and I am the owner of Sweet Notes Bakery, and today we're doing another video in my summer series which is all about desserts perfect for all of your parties and picnics. This series is dedicated to all kinds of different and fun desserts that are sure to be crowd pleasers no matter who your crowd is. One of my favorite parts about summer is that so much fruit comes into season. It tastes so much better in those 2 and 3 hot months of summer than it does year round. And it means there are lots of local stands popping up selling produce. They have farmers markets. So if you get the opportunity and you're in the mood for some fruit, or like me, you're baking today, stop by your local farmers market, get your produce there. It's gonna be better than what you get at the grocery store, and you're supporting people in your community. So I'm going to feature some of that delicious summer fruit in today's bake because we are making Peachberry Crumble bars. So to get started, you just need 3 cups of all-purpose flour. You do not need a mixer for this. We're going to use a pastry cutter or blender. If you don't have one of these, that's fine. You can use a fork, you can use your hands, whatever breaks it up for you. 2 sticks or 1 cup of cold butter, and those are what we're going to start with. So go straight in a large mixing bowl with your flour. You want to take your cold butter and start to just put that in by a tablespoon or so at a time. Just slice it in with a butter knife. That's all I'm going to do. The butter does need to be cold. Cold butter is going to allow your crumble to have a really flaky, delicious texture. So take your fork or your pastry blender and you're just going to rock it back and forth. This is going to break up the butter in there, and you want to keep going with this until the butter is kind of pea-sized. So it'll kind of look like sand with some pea-sized chunks of butter. That's perfect. That's exactly what you want. Okay, we're just about there. The pieces are still a little large, but that's okay. We're gonna add some other ingredients and we'll keep going. So now we're gonna add half a cup of white granulated sugar and half a cup of light brown sugar. We're also going to add in a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of baking powder. As always, I'll put the recipe in the description below. And now we're gonna go back in with this, get this all incorporated. All right, finished. We're gonna add our final ingredient for this crumble part, and that is 1 egg. I already broke it up a little bit with a whisk. You just wanna lightly beaten, and you're gonna put that in. And now we're going to go in with our hands and mix it until it just comes together. My mixture is all ready. It is crumbly. That's perfect. If you've ever made like a streusel topping, it should be about the same consistency. Now we're looking at like wet sand kind of consistency. So this is going to do double duty. This is going to be our crust and our topping. So you want to take about half and press it down into a 9x13 pan. This pan is lined with parchment, and I let that side overhang. If you want to hear about that tip, you can watch the last video that I made, the Heath bar. This is something that I do all the time. The base is done, so we're actually going to set that aside. We're going to pop the rest of this in the fridge just as is, and we'll get started on the filling. It is fruit filling time. I cannot wait. It smells so good as is. I don't really want to add anything to it, but we're going to add just a few things to enhance the fruits. I have 3 cups of sliced peaches here, 1.5 cups of raspberries, and 1/2 cup of blackberries. I had some extra blackberries, so I thought I would throw them in instead of doing 2 cups of raspberries, but it's totally up to you. You can kind of mix the fruits how you would like and make something that you guys like. All the fruit has been washed and dried. Drying it is really important for the filling. And then here I have 1/2 cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and a little bit of cinnamon. You want to mix these ingredients together ahead of time and get it all mixed throughout. You don't want to just throw in the cornstarch, otherwise it's going to cling on to the moisture and it's going to start to clump up before you can even mix it in. If you break it up and it goes in with the sugar, you're just going to get a nice even coating. So you want to give it a gentle toss until you see everything is coated. And then we are going to let this sit for 15 minutes, let those juices come out, and we'll come back, give this a strain and remove the excess liquid, and finish our Peachberry Crumble bars. We're back 15 minutes later, and the fruit has been sitting in the cornstarch, the cinnamon, and the sugar. So before we drain it, we're going to give it a little bit of lemon. So I just have half a lemon here. And we're just gonna drizzle some of that over. That acid's really gonna brighten up the fruit flavors as well. So let's give this a stir. Okay, now remember I said before we're going to strain this to remove as much liquid as possible, and then we'll add this to our bars. It's time to assemble, and no, I don't mean the Avengers. So I have the base crust done here. Now we're gonna take our strained fruit, and you're just going to spoon that over top. Try to even it out, because you want every bar, every bite to have a piece of fruit. And another thing I love about using the raspberries with this as well is that now the peaches have this really pretty like rosé color. So everything has a really nice summery feel. Okay, all the fruit's in. You want to grab the rest of your crumble from the fridge, which is the other half of this base that we made earlier. All right, now we're gonna take the rest of this crumble, make sure your hands are clean, mine are, and we're just going to sprinkle this over the top. All right, you wanna make sure your fruit is completely covered, because once we bake this, it will start to bubble up through, which is the best part of like crisp and cobbler, as you see the fruit and the color come through that topping. So you want to cover it now so that as it releases some moisture, your topping will absorb some of that, and then you'll see that fruit poke through. Well, then we're going to bake this in a 350-degree oven for 40 to 50 minutes. Usually I do about 45 minutes, until everything looks nice and golden brown and you see that fruit bubbling up. As always, thank you all so much for watching my videos, subscribing to my channel, and following my journey. If you'd like to hear more about the bakery that I will be opening in Williamsport, Maryland, be sure to click the link in the description box to Facebook and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I post lots of updates there. Give this video a big thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you can get all these sweet updates, and that notification bell. It'll let you know every time I upload something new. If you're new to the summer series, make sure you catch the last two videos. I'm going to be making a variety of things throughout the summer, which are lots of great ideas to take, so I will put one of those here now. Thank you guys so much and have a sweet day.